This ain't what you think it is. Listen up.
Hey, this is Renee, live from Uniquely Yours interview session. Everyday people expressing their unique everyday life. I'm here with independent artist A.Twon. How you doing, A.Twon? What's going on?
I'm good. Feeling good. You know, it's Sunday. Chilling.
Okay. Thanks for joining me today. I'm not gonna hold you that long. I know you got places to be. You know, people to see, stuff like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this popping. All right.
All right, let's do this.
Okay. So tell us where you from and how did you get started into music?
Man, well, my family is from St. Louis, Mississippi, just all over. I'm actually the first in my family to be born and raised in Tacoma, Washington. You know, one of the biggest things I didn't like about it at first, I guess, was just such a lack of culture, so to speak. You know, whenever I go down to visit my family, stay for a couple weeks, couple months, and it's just different. Like, the people are different, the music is different, the environment, the energy. You know, up here in Tacoma, like, if you want any energy near that, you got to go to Seattle, one of the biggest cities we got up here. So, you know, I felt like I kind of grew up with a lot of adversity of, you know, not having that much of an outlet, you know, to really know what's going to sell out there, what's going to be able to communicate with a larger audience. But, you know, I started off just writing poetry for the most part.
Okay, you kind of evolved into music and rapping and stuff like that?
Yeah, like, okay. I didn't even really plan on it, you know, just kind of happened, you know, I would always be writing poetry, you know, just kind of sit at the house bored, you know, give me pen and paper and I just start sketching stuff and just kind of turned into.
You know what, that story sounds kind of familiar, so
yeah.
You trying to steal my story, okay. Got it. All right, so, okay, what type of kind of music or kind of sound are you trying to portray, like bring to the world?
I want to bring something that is, you know, inviting, but a little different at the same time. You know, I don't like to talk about the same things, but at the same time, I don't want to be too preachy. But, you know, when they listen to my music, I want it to sound just like my poetry did back then, where it was something that everyone's thinking, but not a lot of people say. And at the same time, you know, very accepting to an audience. You know, like, some of my tracks are gonna, you know, be, you know, just pretty chill, you know, really easy going. You don't have to think about it much. But then I have those occasional tracks where, you know, you really just sit down and you're like, wow, I gotta listen to this again. Like, did he just say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just thinking that, but man, someone actually said that.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, this sounds good. You know, I want to listen to something right now. You know what I'm saying?
You might have to. I'm telling you, I got you a link.
Yeah. Okay. So who are your musical influence? Like, people that you listen to on a regular basis, or people like growing up?
Yeah.
You that kind of pushed you to, you know, do what you're doing now.
Oh, definitely. I think my influence has always been larger towards R&B, to be honest. You know, I love rap. I love hip hop. I love the culture. R&B it's like another level of just, you know, your mind, you know, becoming part of the music as opposed to just your body. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of, you know, 112, Jagged Edge. You know, we could take it further back. You know, Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Gaye. You know, I love all the old heads. But, you know, when it came to hip hop, you know, Tupac definitely, Biggie definitely. Jay-Z for me was off and on, you know, but I love him, you know what I'm saying. Kanye West, because he's different. You know, I don't always like the track, but I always love the originality behind it, because it inspires me to not be afraid to go against the grind consistently, because that's what he does every time. You ain't always gotta like him, but you dang sure gonna respect him.
Yeah.
Tyler, Kweli, Common, Mos Def, who else? Easy Drop to Lupe Fiasco. Love him.
Okay.
Ludacris.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah. T.I.
If he do what he's supposed to, yeah. Okay.
When he do what he's supposed to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, all these artists, they have their days, that, you know, their weeks, the months, for sometimes you just like, let me put something from old school back in, you know. But then, you know, I can always count on them to eventually put something out that's gonna be hot, you know.
Okay. But hold up, what you know about that turn off the lights, Teddy? What you know about that? What you know about? You don't know nothing about that.
Light a candle.
Okay. So do you think you would be a role model when you do actually get into the business? Do you think you'd be a role model for young people, or even, you know, adults that, you know, they trying to do what you're doing?
You know what? Yeah. I didn't initially plan for that, but as as I grow more into this, just grow as an adult, as a young man, I know that I love to mentor people. I love to influence people positively and teach people how to go against the grind, and not be afraid to be that leader that we all can be. Not wait for someone else to do it first, but be the first to do it. Not be afraid to stand alone. And music is all about that. It's all about expression and doing something different. Not be afraid to stand alone and just trust that if it's real enough, the real people who really want to hear it are gonna love it, and it'll expand from there. And that's what I want in my music.
That's good. Okay. So who would you like to collaborate with in the future? Or like somebody that you always wanted to I need to get with him.
That answer changes like every year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right now, always will be Ludacris. I really want to do a track with him. I don't know why. I want to.
I think he has a lot of energy. He puts a lot of energy into his music.
I love his stage presence. He can be a feature and not even be the main artist on the track. And when it's his verse, it becomes his track for that 33 seconds. It's his track. And I love that. I don't know any other artist who can really do that. So consistently at least.
What about R&B artists? Whether it's a guy or
R&B,
girl?
Trey Songz.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
Everyone got something to say about Trey Songz. I tell everybody like this. The dude's talented, point blank. I mean, we hear tons of things. He's cocky, he's conceited, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, he's a young dude. He's like his early 20s. I mean, he's supposed to be cocky. He's having fun right now. But just looking at his musical perspective, the dude he's talented. He's intelligent, and I respect that. So I guess I want to do a track with him. I think we'd have a lot. I think we could bring a lot of energy, something different to a track, because he's really good at thinking outside the box when it comes to his music, and I feel that I am too.
Okay. So when you're not doing music, what are some of the things that you do on your spare time when you have time? Because I know you're a busy guy. So what do you do in your free time?
I do so much, man. I just sleeping is just not an object for me sometimes.
Okay.
Well, I'm a graphic designer too, so I love to do that. I songwrite for other artists.
Okay.
I love to do that as well. I love fitness. So definitely like to do that. Keep an eye on my diet, make sure I'm consistent. Just life. I guess you can consider life a hobby itself. I love to experience new things, meet new people, network. Find something new every day to just push me forward. I like to stay busy though. I hate standing still. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. I gotta keep moving.
Okay. Well, nothing wrong with that. Staying busy. So what's your everyday, I guess I could say, swagger, like your style? What are people gonna look for when you actually come out?
I don't really think too much about that. I feel like I don't remember what artist said this, but man make the clothing don't make the man. So it don't really matter what I'm wearing out there. That they gonna feel me. You know what I'm saying? If I come out there one time and I got some aviators on, and like a V-neck, and like a petticoat or something like that. That's my style for that week. I'm have everybody wearing that when they leave.
Okay.
I'll come back the next time. Maybe I'm wearing like I'm out there just wearing like a wife beater and with some jeans with a belt buckle or something. You never know. I do what I feel. I like to be comfortable, definitely.
Okay.
I do like V-necks. I like clothes that fit. I'm not really into the big, I kind of grew out of that whole, wearing everything 5 sizes too large thing. I don't really do that no more. So,
Okay.
I'm grown, what I'm saying? I like my clothes to fit and I like to look good.
You rocking them skinny jeans or what?
Hell no. I couldn't even get my dang leg in them things if I tried,
Okay, yeah, you gotta be extra skinny, I guess.
Yes.
So
I'm not knocking nobody that do wear I know it's the generation, that's actually an old school thing, what I'm saying? We could bring it back. We could bring it back to, we got Prince, what I'm saying? We got Rick James. These people they've been doing the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
The people that Tupac and them used to look up to was doing skinny jeans, and now we brought it back for the younger generation. All we doing is just duplicating stuff that was already done. So I'm not tripping. It's just not me,
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that. Okay, yeah, I don't do skinny jeans either. So, yeah, you suffocating, trying to walk.
Ooh, I feel like you can't even tie your shoe. You gotta make sure you straight from the waist down before, because there ain't no more bending down for the rest of the day.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be kind of end up in the emergency room somewhere because you can't walk.
That's what I'm saying.
But this question is for the ladies. So, are you single, or you got your little boo on the side, or what's going on?
There's always tons of rumors about that, man. I love social networking, Facebook and Twitter. Officially at this point, I am single.
Okay, you hear that, ladies? You hear that? Okay, so all right. So in honor of Uniquely Yours, what is one thing that makes you or your music unique?
Me daring to be different every time.
Okay.
I don't know, every artist always says that, every artist says, they give them, say, I want to be different. I want to be different. I want to be able to retire in this to an extent, not literally but figuratively, like I can walk away from it and they can hear a track and like, man, that was A.Twon. I know that just from the second of those drums kicking at the beginning. They're like, that's A.Twon. You know what I'm saying? I want that, and I will bring that.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists, they do try to be different, but then after a while they start sampling off of other artists, and then and it just kind of gets all bundled up and no one sounds different. Everything sounds the same. But yeah, that's a good thing to push forward to.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring hip hop back to the U.S. Right now all these Canadians is taking over. We got Drake and we got what's that little boy's name? Justin Bieber. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a talented little dude. I give it to him. But no disrespect to any of those artists, but I want to bring hip hop back to the U.S. You know what I'm saying? I want to have more of us back on top real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, it's got, and also for me, just bringing female rappers back and hip hop back. It's just right now. It's for a minute. Hip hop been kind of falling off, and then you got Nicki Minaj, and you got other people that's trying to come out and bring it back. And we need something different because everything's starting to sound the same. And there's this song out called Black and Yellow. I don't know what's going on with that one.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's talking about. I thought he was talking about his car, but
yeah, you gotta listen to it a couple times. You might get something different every time, right?
Yeah, I'm like, all I hear is black and yellow. I don't know.
That's another thing I believe we need too. Just more female artists. Because one big thing about this industry is, there are a very select few rappers who can retire, walk away from it. Jay-Z's up there, Tupac's up there, Biggie's up there, Ludacris is up there. All these artists they can walk away and they'll be remembered decades after. We don't have really any female artists that can say that. They don't really retire. They just kind of fade. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil' Kim was close to that, but she kind of faded. Foxy Brown was close to that, kind of faded.
Yeah.
We have all these. And I think that's one big goal that Nicki Minaj is trying to bring back out. You might not always like the track, but you dang sure gonna respect it. And the fact that she is not a dumb woman. She's really intelligent. You sit down and talk to her, she got everything taken care of. She's the administrator of a whole situation. She does all that. Everything she does is on purpose. She knows what she's doing before she does it. She's a businesswoman.
Oh, okay. There ain't nothing wrong with that either. Okay, that's how you gotta do it though, because if you don't, then I guess people will try to walk over you because you're a female. But all right. So would you like to give any contact info if someone wants to get in touch with you for anything at all, like your Facebook, Twitter?
Oh, most def. If y'all want to follow me, Twitter, I'm always putting stuff up on there, new shows, anything from like recipes, because I love to cook. That's another thing too, I love to cook. So you can check me on twitter.com/A.Twon007, so that's ATWON007. Alright, and check out my music page on ReverbNation.com/A.Twon007. Or actually, that's just /A.Twon, just for that one. I got a YouTube. That one's the youtube.com/user/A.Twon007. If y'all want to make it easier, I want y'all to go to google.com and I want y'all to type in A.Twon and press enter. You'd be surprised what comes up. I'm gonna be on the first page at least 4 or 5 times. Okay, that's how you can find me.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta put that out for some people because they not good with the computers.
I did, but everyone got a search engine, right? So
yeah, they should know how to get that from what you just told them. But all right, A.Twon, that's right, A.Twon.
You got it.
All right, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
We had fun. We had got a little info from you.
Very
Everybody's
educational.
gonna know who you are now, and we are signing out.
Deuces.
This is Renee, Uniquely Yours interview session. Signing out. God bless and stay positive.